Hello friends and welcome to Shadow Gaming. Tonight we're going to continue playing Manor Lords. We're starting to collect meat and hides, which will start getting us to our first clothes productions. We can turn hide into leather, but we need more wood. So let's just run the clock a little bit. Good. So our homelessness situation is taken care of. We need to get this approval rating back to a positive. Okay, so now that we've got a family collecting firewood, we've got a food stall, we've got a firewood stall, and these will distribute those resources to houses each month. You can see them cutting down trees in the forest, both for firewood and for logs. Starting to get more timber. So what did I need to build next? Oh yes, a tannery. So, yeah, we're gonna build the tannery. So we want it over here near where that is, so they can just take the supplies from one to the other, no issue. We're also going to tell them not to store hides here. And the reason is that so they won't bring it all the way over here and then all the way back to our tannery. So hopefully we can get that built pretty quick while we keep building up more timber. So it is a long way to bring that wood over. Maybe I should have built the tannery closer to the town center. So some of our resources were stolen by bandits, so we will need to take care of those bandits. Let's check out. So here's our bandit camp. So to build bandits, we will need a militia. And so I don't believe I have any weapons yet for a militia. I do not. So we'll worry about that in a bit. I believe we need to get to settlement level. We need to upgrade to our next settlement level and they'll give us a shipment of weapons. So let's throw in another couple verbiage plots. Which, how are we doing on wood? Fine. Okay. And then the very next thing I want is to build a church. That should be good. We're doing this just to get the plots. We'll add the expanded living spaces as we need them, but we need 5 level 1 plots or higher to get to small village. Let's put our tannery on a slightly higher priority than those verbiage plots, so we can get it built. Maybe it was a poor choice to put the tannery all the way out here. It's coming though. Our approval rate is up to 52% due to the variety of food in our market. So we've got berries, we've got meat, and we've got bread, but the bread will be running out soon.
It's floating away today. Hasn't stopped since the morn.
So I'm hoping, I think I need 10 wood, 10 timber to build a church, as well as planks and stone. Tannery is finished. So, question is, do I have anyone to assign over there? How am I doing on firewood? Got a year's worth of firewood, so we can unassign them for the moment and put them on tannery duty. And so what these will do is they will take hides from the hunting camp, and they will turn them into leather, and leather is our first level of clothes. And so when you click on a burbage plot, you can see what it needs. It needs water, it needs church, it needs fuel, it needs 2 types of food, and it also needs 1 type of clothing and a level 1 clothing. There's level 1 clothing and there's level 2 clothing. So leather will be our level 1 clothing, and they're really... We really don't need to expand much beyond that. So... Yep, so now that we've got the tannery staffed, we've got a clothing stall that'll start supplying clothing. And so church is our next big thing. Boom. So our settlement level increased, which allows us to kind of explore this development tree. So I don't have any fishing ponds. I could do trapping. So I probably want to eventually get into deep mining so I can have access to that unlimited clay. It doesn't, if you put a deep mine on a rich deposit, it gives you unlimited of the resource. But for now, this is our farming tree. We could do orchard. We could unlock orchards. This is for trade. This is mining and smithing, and this is kind of our gathering. I think I'm going to put my first development point into trapping, which will give us a passive income of meat, as well as what they collect from actually hunting. So we'll do that, and if we get to advanced skinning and pelt extraction, we get more hides and more meat from that. But I don't know if we're going to do that, because I do definitely want to get into deep mining. I may want to get into trade logistics so I can get better trade deals. We'll see how this goes. We can get more for it. We can get more. We can get more berries with forest management. We could go into beekeeping and get wax. And the only thing we can do with wax right now is sell it. Eventually, I think they're going to let us make candles with it. New message, armament delivery. A strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived, and you will now be able to create your first militia banners to serve you and protect your people. However, we will need more weapons to equip all the people as the settlement grows, either by making them or importing them from other lands. Let's form the militia. So our militia, to form our militia, we just go to our army tab, create new units, and basically we got 20 spears and 20 shields, which will let us create a spearman unit. So, a unit can have up to 36 people in it. Right now, we only have 10 recruits, and the reason for that is we only have 5 families. A family can supply, if they're a housed family, a family will consist of 3 people, 2 of which can be added to the militia. So we only have 10 people added to the militia. You'll also notice that calling the militia into service means we're taking those people away from their jobs, so it'll hurt our production when we go to war. So that's something you've got to be cautious about. Like if you've got a farming village, you definitely don't want to call your units during harvest. I want to be able to get a couple more families in. How are we doing? I think we have enough resources to build the church now. Oh, we only needed 5 timber, so I was waiting on that for no reason. But yeah, so you've got to be cautious about when you deal with bandits and enemies, and when you go to war, because you are taking those people away from their jobs. So let's build a church right here. We're probably going to move all of this to a different area, probably along this road over here. Once they've kind of cleaned out the lumber in this area, and then we'll redesign this as housing. So hopefully we can get that church. We can also look at upgrading our storehouse, which will take some planks. And our granary, we need more planks and more stones to upgrade the granary. So as you can see, it's going to take them a bit to bring all these supplies over to the church. So pantry is full. So what that means is they're collecting these berries faster than they can get them over to the granary, so they'll probably stop collecting berries for a bit in order to move stuff over to the granary. So if I wanted to speed that up, I could assign a family to the granary. I'm looking at how are we doing on timber. Fine. So maybe temporarily assign a family to the granary to get more berries stored. Now, with our hunting camp, we can set limits so we don't overhunt. I believe it auto sets to 10. Huh. Oh, I'm on the tannery. That's why I was confused. Advanced. So, yeah, so we've got it set to 10. That means they'll leave 10 animals, which will allow the animals to continue to breed and continue to provide new animals for them to hunt. Let's move them. Okay, we've got a new family in. We've now got 6 families, which means you can see our militia now has 11 people. He'll have family members join him shortly to bring it up to 12. So that means we can keep logging. And let's make some planks. And once we've got a few more planks, we'll... Because you can see we've kind of used up our plank supply. So once we've got a few more planks, we can move them over to firewood, which we've only got 8 months left. "13 of our berries were stolen by bandits, so we do want to get... Alright, I think that's enough planks for now. Let's throw them on getting more firewood in. So we do need to think about collecting stone. And our stones are all the way over here, which isn't particularly convenient. Maybe I... Another bandit camp was sighted. So now we've got 2 to deal with once our militia numbers are up. But that's actually a good thing. Let me... So we're going to build a stonecutter's camp on the edge of this field of stone. Let's build a road. And I think, well, let's see if we can get the church built.
This is heavier than it looks.
Got yet another family moving in. So, what do I want to do with that family? We'll assign them to the stone once they get there. I want about 18 men in my militia before I send them out, because that's about how many bandits there are.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
We do need to add more living space so more families can move in, so we'll expand those living spaces. And to get to our next level, we also will need 2 level 2 plots, which we can start thinking about once we get the church built. It's now going into September, which means berries aren't going to be growing as much anymore. Hopefully we have enough to get through the winter. We have 88, that should be enough.
This is heavier than it looks.
Actually going to assign one to the storehouse to just move supplies around a little quicker for the moment. I believe this person right here, Conrad, is probably bringing 10 stone with his cart. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's transporting firewood is what he's doing. Okay. hoping he was bringing stone over here to help build the church.
Come on, come on. Feast your eyes on our sirs and ladies.
Just making sure my logging radius isn't getting near those berries.
Come on. Feast your eyes on
Let's speed up time. Finally getting some stone in.
needs to not move. I'll put it in its place.
Should have about, well, getting close to, we have 8 families now. How are we doing on our stonecutters camp? Isn't built quite yet. Yep, so we've got 16. So one more family, and I've got space for one more, and I'll send the militia out to fight the bandits, but that will probably be next time.
Where's my other mount? This is heavier than it looks.
All right, there's our church built, which means we're going to get a big boost to our approval because the church level does affect approval. And now that that's finished, and hopefully we can get another family in to hopefully we can get another family in to get our militia to 18 men and then send them out to fight some bandits. You'll notice now that we have the church, we have the potential to upgrade these to level 2. We won't do that yet because that requires more resources, but let's expand that living space. And I think that's where we'll end for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.